Yeah. Fired up.
This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times. Every turn, every line we find, trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every set of build from the ground we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go in. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you want to win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Got weekly sets ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace controlled. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear. Yeah, we test, we tone, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fight that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you want to win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1. Till we build, till we build, till we build, Tier 1 setup shop.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and and gentlemen, welcome back to Tier 1 Studios. My name's Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. Joining me tonight are the voices inside my head once again. They always seem to show up this time of night. Not quite sure why. Alongside my good friends, myself and I, we're here once again with the Wild West Racing League Late Model Series here on Tuesday night as Dakota Henderson pile drives it into the pit road entry in the Red Bull number 568 of Mike Lovelace. Pulling right up alongside him here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Here in beautiful Indianapolis. 2/3 of a mile, my apologies. Racing surface here. We were here just a few nights ago with the Truck Series. That was some great green flag racing. Let's see what we can do out here tonight in the Late Model Series. Dakota Henderson currently fastest car on track. Peyton Burkett in second. Trey Smith, Blake Cuttrell, Krishan Elliott, Tanner Ensign, Marcus Kaiser, Justin Bell, Scott Rush, Brighton Coleman, and Mike Lovelace. 11 cars out here tonight going to be racing for the win here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. God, could you imagine just how long it would take for a race around the actual Indianapolis Speedway? That would be approaching maximum pain, I believe. Especially since these things really top out being the late model stocks and not the super late models. Marcus Kaiser, I believe, down pit road at 120 miles an hour. Yes, I believe the cars really only top out at absolute breakneck speed at around 140, maybe 150 miles an hour. I don't know the biggest racetracks they race these on, but I'm assuming they're not much bigger than this. Most likely a 1 mile or a 0.9 maybe is going to be the biggest one. 42 and Marcus Kaiser rolls on by. There's about 3 minutes left here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. 68 of Mike Lovelace down pit road. Blake Cuttrell in the 48 Lowe's machine. Off of turn 4, sliding up into the wall. This series is an open setup series, much like the Truck Series. Now you want to Krishan Elliott right there on the bottom, off of turn 2, off of pit road. Back down pit road he goes. Not sure what Krishan Elliott's actually doing out there. Whatever it is, it's kind of weird. Minute to go in practice. 44, Tanner Ensign just ahead of 48. Sporting another new paint job. Practice coming to a close here at IRP. So we head over to qualifying. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland. Raiders Wasteland is the premier Daisy experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players. Different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. Also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios. We're on board with Marcus Kaiser. First qualifying lap out here tonight in the number 42 Toyota late model. Off of turn 2, down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 we go. Really trying to wind this thing up here at IRP as the lights start to turn on. Sun continuing to set. Big drift off of turn 4. Through the restart zone, past the start-finish line, opening lap 22.345. Great opening lap, much faster than my own running lap. But he pounds the wall off of turn 2, cracking the fender. That is going to be the end of his run as we go over to Trey Smith now in the Twix number 3. Another Toyota Camry late model out here tonight. In memory of Kyle Busch, big time loose as the track continues to cool down out here tonight. Very sideways off of turns 3 and 4. Holding it nicely. 8 of Justin Bell. Trey Smith up to first. Another big slide. He brings it down to a stop. 44 Tanner Ensign, 600ths behind. Justin Bell, 1/10 behind. Marcus Kaiser, quarter second. Henderson, a quarter second. Scott Rush, just over a quarter. Mike Loveless, just about half. And Brighton Coleman, a full second behind. Blake Cuttrell and Peyton Burkett. Krishan Elliott, yet to set a timeout here. Blake Cuttrell with a 21.929. Currently fastest car on track. Henderson up to third. Loveless up to 8th. Before I forget, I keep forgetting to do that. Oops. It's fine. Jump on board with Peyton Burkett in the 171. He trundles off of pit road. Off of turns 3 and 4, past the start-finish line. Opening lap for the number 17. Through turns 1 and 2, holding the midline. Off of turn 2, onto the backstretch, and into turn 3 we go. The silver number 17 RaceEPI.com machine. Another Toyota, quote-unquote, body. As he jumps up to second. Huge run from Peyton Burkett. He's still going off of turn 2, running a little higher off of 2 this time. Into turns 3 and 4, a little sideways on the entry into 3. Through 3 into 4, and onto the front stretch we go again. Checkered flag is waving for Peyton Burkett. He stays there, but improves his time. 75 hundredths of a second behind Blake Cuttrell. Krishan Elliott, the only car yet to qualify out here tonight. Not sure what he's waiting on out here as we wait on Krishan Elliott to set his qualifying time here at IRP Indianapolis Raceway Park. Unless he is skipping qualifying and starting at the tail end of the field. 11 drivers out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League. Some of the best guys in the league. Trey Smith, Dakota Henderson, Tanner Ensign, Justin Bell, Mike Loveless, and Krishan Elliott. A bunch of repeat regulars. Blake Cuttrell, Marcus Kaiser, Scott Rush, and Brighton Coleman. Also very familiar names, having been around for a long time as well. Also very good finishers in these past few weeks. Not to leave them out, as we jump over to the race session, Krishan Elliott will not qualify out here tonight as we set up 80 laps of racing here at IRP. Just try to help move this along just a little bit. Don't worry, I am not going to be racing.
For more fuel before the race is over. The estimated SOF is 1,950. Let's go points racing.
Waiting on Dakota Henderson to join pit road.
Everyone's gridded. There are 2 additional sets of tyres for this race. Be smooth and have a good run.
Live. There we go. Apologies. Just trying to help things get started a little bit more. We take a look at the grid. Blake Cuttrell, Peyton Burkett, Trey Smith, Dakota Henderson, Tanner Ensign, Justin Bell, Marcus Kaiser, Scott Rush, Mike Loveless, and Brighton Coleman. Then Krishan Elliott, last car on the track. 48 of Blake Cuttrell's rolling to the back of the grid. Trey Smith currently on the point. 17 alongside, 44 behind. 5 of Henderson behind them. There we go. Was getting worried that nobody was rejoining the grid. It's like, where'd you go, guys? Pace car's lights are off. Everybody getting ready to go green flag this time by here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Move my mic just that little bit closer to help myself out. Hopefully we get some good racing out here tonight without blowing out your eardrums. Pace car is off. Trey Smith, Peyton Burkett, Tanner Ensign, Dakota Henderson, Marcus Kaiser, Justin Bell, Scott Rush, Krishan Elliott, Brighton Coleman, and Blake Cuttrell. Through turns 3 and 4 we go. Green flag is in the air. We are racing. I forgot to turn my spotter off. Apologies. Hang on one second. I promise I'll fix it. I'm working on it. There. All fixed. Problem solved. Whoa, big slide from the 42. Apologies for that. That was a botch on my own part. I forgot to turn the spotter off because we were running micros earlier. My apologies for that. 3 at Trey Smith, holding the lead over the 17. 17 all the way down to the yellow line. Off of turn 4. Down into turns 1 and 2 we go again. 3, 17, 44, 8, 5, 42, 68, 04, 91, 48, and the 4. Blake Cuttrell already getting back 1 position from his EOL penalty. 3 seconds separating the entirety of the field. We start settling in to this race nice and early. 3 of 80 here at IRP with the Wild West Racing League. Krishan Elliott with the fastest lap at the moment. 44 Tanner Ensign now with the fastest lap. Jump down to him. Currently leading the number 8 of Justin Bell and the 5 of Dakota Henderson. 5 at Henderson, big slide off of turn 4, excuse me. I keep getting lost in ovals. I don't get how I keep doing that. 44 Tanner Ensign with the 8 sun drop machine right behind him of Justin Bell as we charge down into turns 3 and 4. Everybody trying to get settled in early. We haven't seen a whole lot of racing like this in a good while. Want to be respectful, want to be clean, make sure you're there at the end when it matters the most. Don't do that. Garden windows. 68 of Mike Loveless running up in the front. 42 of Marcus Kaiser all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get some kind of move going here. Can't quite make it happen. This midline around here at Indianapolis Raceway Park seems to be that better line at the moment as we roll off of turn 4 down the front stretch and back into 1. 42 trying to run down this 68. 68 runs a little bit wide. 42 trying to capitalize, getting onto the fender. almost to the door. 68 up into the wall off of turn 2. 42 of Kaiser all the way down on the yellow paint as we roll through turns 3 and 4, jumping back in the field just a little bit more. Let's go down to Brighton Coleman in the number 4. 48 of Blake Cuttrell just ahead of him. Big slide into the entry of turn 1. Off of turn 2 we go now and onto the backstretch. On board now with the Interstate Batteries. Number 4 of Brighton Coleman. 7 of 80 laps completed this time by. Sean Elliott and Scott Rush currently at the end of the field in the number 91 and the 04. Jumping back up to our leader, Trey Smith, with Peyton Burkett in the 17 right behind him off of turn 4. That's the start-finish line. Trey Smith holding off this 17 pretty well at the moment. 17 sends one up the inside, doesn't quite have the speed to make it happen. Tucks back in behind the 3 once again. We roll through turns 3 and 4. '17 all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. 3 stuck up high. 17 of Peyton Burkett gets a huge run off of turn 2. New leader Peyton Burkett out here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park. We jump up to the 17. Trey Smith has a little bit of work to do to catch back up. About 3 car lengths now between the two of them. They charge back down into turns 1 and 2. This is the great thing about short track racing in these more beginner style cars, or entry level, I guess you should say, cars. Yes, they are hard to drive, and that's what makes them a good challenge and a great way to learn, but these are fun and fast enough to make sure that everyone has a good time on these short 3/4 mile racing surfaces, especially places like Stafford, Thompson, and other great short tracks from around the world. This is what really makes racing fun. All right, we'll try that now. Mic is a little bit higher on the volume. We'll see if the boss says that's better now. 17 of Peyton Burkett leading the way still. Trey Smith falling back almost a full second behind now. Justin Bell down in 3rd. We'll jump down to him. And our Ensign behind him in the number 44. Down in 4th position, Dakota Henderson in 5th, 68 Mike Lovelace in 6th, Marcus Kaiser leapfrogging with the 68 of Mike Lovelace. 15 laps completed this time by. Let's jump down to the fight in the pack here. 42, 68, 48, and the 4. And we have confirmation from the boss. Yes, the microphone is now actually working. I usually try to keep it quieter because either it is too loud or it is too quiet. This microphone is very finicky in how it likes to work, so I'm trying not to blow anyone's eardrums out here with the Wild West Racing League. Peyton Burkett, Trey Smith, 1.5 seconds apart. Burkett really running away with it at the moment as we start settling in. Starting to get towards a quarter way into this race. 42 of Marcus Kaiser ahead of the 68 of Mike Lovelace. Brighton Coleman and Blake Cuttrell trying to run each other all over the racetrack here off of turn 4. Down into turns 1 and 2 we go again. 48 up into the wall. Sent it in a little bit too hard there, my friend. 4 of Brighton Coleman back up into 8th at the moment. Jump up a little bit further to Tanner Ensign. Running in a bit of a world by himself in the number 44. 8 of Justin Bell just ahead. About half a second up. Tanner Ensign in the number 44 Charger, late model stock. Trying to keep up with the rest of the field out here. But Peyton Burkett now 2 seconds up on the 3 of Trey Smith. Starting to run away with it here. Not sure what these guys are really going to be able to do. Guess all that's left is to just hope for a caution that involves him, or have the better strategy on the tires and on fuel. 44, Tanner Ensign, big time slide off of turn 4. He's also got some rear left, quarter damage right next to his wing there. Not sure how that's affecting him. We are a quarter way through this race now here at Indianapolis Raceway Park with Tier 1 Studios. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios, Rock Bottom Racing, and of course our friends here at the Wild West Racing League, WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Owned and operated by veterans. Our friend here, Scott Russian 04, is a member of Raiders Wasteland, so we're happy to have him on board, trying to run some good laps out here tonight, despite being down in 11th, 12.8 seconds behind the leader at the moment. Still running a good race out here. Sometimes it's just about turning good laps. Don't have to win a race every time you show up to it, especially here on iRacing. A lot of the league racing, yeah, sure, you want to win, you want to prove that you're better than your friends, but sometimes it's just good to run some good laps. As the 04 overshoots the entry into turns 1 and 2, I keep getting lost on ovals. You think I'd be able to figure this out. It's a circle. Jump up to the 5 of Dakota Henderson and the number 5 Red Bull Camaro. Through turns 1 and 2. Onto the backstretch we go. Henderson about 2 seconds behind Tanner Ensign, who's up the road. Through turns 3 and 4. Let's actually jump onto gyro cam inside the car. Very minimal banking here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. We roll through turns 1 and 2 and onto the backstretch, really trying to wind this baby up. As you can see, very minimal tachometer and dashboard. All he's got is just one tachometer and a temperature gauge right behind his steering wheel, if you can kind of see it on the left-hand side of your screen. Just kind of covered up by his steering wheel and his hands now. 44, 3 are just ahead of him. I believe that is a lap traffic car. Not entirely sure who. That looks like the 8 of Justin Bell. We jump back outside and let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's go over to TV2. Oh, we have TV mixed here. Aha! Justin Bell leading this small group. Trey Smith and Tanner Ensign starting to reel him in as we go through turns 3 and 4. 44 of Tanner Ensign all over the bumper of the 3 of Trey Smith. Rolling through turns 1 and 2 we go again. Let's jump on board with the 44. Getting blocked all over Helling Creation by the number 3 of Trey Smith just ahead of him. Right there on his bumper, 44 Tanner Ensign. Went nice and smooth. Kept everything going the way he wanted it to. He's conserved his tires. Worked out for him in the end as we were approaching the halfway point. Scott Rush pulled down pit road and is out of the race. Very unfortunate way for this to be going for him tonight. Hopefully he gets a better race tomorrow night in the Gen 4 Cup Series. Currently eludes me as to where we are going tomorrow night, but it will be a great night of racing nonetheless. We charge down into turns 1 and 2 again. Whoa! Big slide from the 44 up into the 3 of Trey Smith. Huge contact into turn 1. Down the backstretch we go. I have no idea how my microphone sounds. Apologies if it is too loud. I'm trying to do this all on the fly, and I'm not very good at it. Especially when I am solo and I have to manually adjust the gain on my microphone without making it sound like I'm blowing people's eardrums off. 31 laps of 80 completed this time by Peyton Burkett. 4 seconds ahead of Justin Bell. Not quite sure what Burkett has in that number 17 race car. Seems to be on another planet though out here. Everybody continues trying to settle in here at IRP Indianapolis Raceway Park here with the Wild West Racing League late model series. 44 and the 3 still having a dogfight through turns 3 and 4. We jump onto the bumper cam of the 44, looking at the number 3 Twix Kyle Busch machine just ahead of him. Trying to run it a little bit lower onto the inside line. Get the better run off of turn 2. Can't quite get the speed that he wants. Back into turns 3 and 4. Big time sideways for both of them as we go through turns 3 and 4. 5 Dakota Henderson starting to reel them in. Get back into this fight for P3. Justin Bell about 2 seconds ahead of Trey Smith, and these two have been fighting it out for the past few laps here. 44 Tanner Ensign all over the bumper of the 3. He goes down through turns 3 and 4 again. 5 Dakota Henderson watching on. Let's jump a little bit further into the field. Let's go down to Mike Loveless now. 4 of Brighton Coleman just behind him. 48 of Blake Cottrell. Good bit back. 35 of 80 this time by. Rashawn Elliott 17.5 seconds down in currently last place. Scott Rush is out of the race. Not sure if he had an accident or if he just decided that it was enough for the night. Unfortunate, but it does tend to happen. These open setup races can be incredibly frustrating. Can't really put together anything, especially if you have no idea how to do it. Much like I don't. I just kind of wing it. It's like either it drives or it does not. And there is very little in between. 4 Brighton Coleman also has monstrous front right damage. His entire fender's caved in on the right side. You can take a look at that as we jump to the rear bumper cam of the 68. The entire front right nose of the number 4 behind him is completely crumpled as we enter turns 3 and 4 now. Slowly approaching the halfway mark. Let's go back on board with the 17 of Peyton Burkett, who's about half a lap ahead of Mike Loveless and Brighton Coleman. Marcus Kaiser, the first car in his sights to put a lap down. The 17 scrapes up into the wall a little bit on the front stretch. Through turns 1 and 2 and onto the back stretch we go again. 17 just running and hitting his marks out here, staying in that mid lane like he wanted. Running some great laps. One more lap to halfway. No cautions so far out here tonight. I think this is the tamest Wild West Racing League race we've ever had, which is good because it makes it actually interesting sometimes. It's like, we can actually drive more than 100 yards without crashing. Woo! 42 and Marcus Kaiser about to be the first car a lap down. Kaiser in the Alabama 42. Can't quite make it out. You never tell what his sponsor is. Justin Bell going down to 4.5 seconds behind. Tanner Ensign about 3/4 of a second up on Trey Smith, but 4 seconds behind Justin Bell. Marcus Kaiser holding this 17 on the high side through turns 3 and 4, almost sliding up into him onto the front stretch we go. Got to be a little more careful than that, Kaiser. Kaiser trying to run the bottom, just not a lot of grip down there. Not sure how much longer anybody's going to want to try and go before coming down pit road for either tires or fuel. Being very minimally banked out here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park, it may be worth it to take right side tires and fill up the tank. Very minimal banking out here is shredding these tires as the track continues to cool. You are not using as much of your inside tire as you are the outsides. So by my logic anyway, I'd take 2 right side tires. I'd leave the other 2 unless there's a caution and I know I can get that time back. And I'd top off the tank and keep on going. 45 laps completed of 80 this time by. 17 running down Kershawn Elliott in the number 91 just ahead of him. We jump back down into the fight. Let's go down to Trey Smith. Okay, Tanner Ensign now. Ensign almost 2 seconds up on Smith. Dakota Henderson trying to make a move on Trey Smith as we go through turns 1 and 2. Number 5 Red Bull machine. 3 of Trey Smith letting him by on the inside as we roll onto the backstretch. Putting up a bit of a fight, but not quite as much of one. 5 of Dakota Henderson snaking on past as we go through turns 3 and 4. Dakota Henderson back up to 4th place, right back where he started. Through turns 1 and 2, we go again onto the backstretch. Tanner Ensign still a good bit ahead. 5 of Dakota Henderson has a good bit of work to do to catch up to him. 3 of Trey Smith about 2 car lengths behind, maybe 3 now. Up into the wall a little bit, Trey Smith. Coming down towards 30 laps to go. Blake Cuttrell will be the next car lap down by Peyton Burkett. Burkett in his mirrors. 30 laps to go this time by. 48 trying to put on a fight at least a little bit. Just does not have the speed to do it. (17 of Blake, 48 of Blake Cuttrell, excuse me. 17 of Peyton Burkett up the inside through turns 1 and 2. 17 breezing on past this 48. Nothing the 48 can do. Peyton Burkett almost 6 seconds ahead of Justin Bell now. Jump down to him. He's just going through turns 3 and 4 now in the Sundrop number 8 machine. 29 laps to go here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. .28 laps to go. Justin Bell continuing to bleed time from the 17 of Peyton Burkett. We do know everybody will need to most likely pit before the end of this race for fuel. And again, I was on a qualifying setup when I was running earlier, so it may have been on that. And only have put a lap or 2 of fuel into it, so I don't entirely know. We're down to 25 laps to go here. Peyton Burkett off of turn 2 past the camera into turn 3. Tanner Ensign and Dakota Henderson going to have a good little scrap now. We jump down to Dakota Henderson, 44 in the 5, into turns 3 and 4. .24 laps to go. Dakota Henderson and Tanner Ensign still fighting it out for 3rd place at the moment. Justin Bell still about 7 or 8 seconds up on Tanner Ensign and Dakota Henderson, excuse me. Peyton Burkett still 6.3 ahead of Justin Bell in 2nd place. Mike Loveless about 4 seconds behind Henderson. Coleman down another 1.5 seconds off it. Down about half a second off of Mike Loveless, excuse me. Trey Smith, Blake Cuttrell, Krishan Elliott, and Marcus Kaiser all down 1. Scott Rush is out of the race as we come down to 22 laps to go. Trey Smith down pit road this time. Jumping back up to Peyton Burkett in the number 17. Through turns 1 and 2, watching him roll down the backstretch. Kaiser down 2. Smith and Kaiser both down pit road now. 20 laps to go. $18 laps to go here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Still on board with Peyton Burkett. Watch him try to get past both the 4 and the 68 of Brighton Coleman and Mike Loveless. Sending it all the way down to the yellow paint here on the bottom of the racetrack here at Indianapolis. Into turns 1 and 2 we go again. 4 and the 68 trying to stay out of his way. 17 of Peyton Burkett just seems to have a monster of a race car out here tonight. Not sure where this guy even really came from, but dude is absolutely fast in these late model stocks. Getting past Brighton Coleman. Still side by side with him down into turn 1, trying to run down the 68 of Mike Loveless now. Put him a lap down. And our Ensign 21 seconds ahead, or 21 seconds behind, excuse me. 17 of Peyton Burkett putting the 68 of Mike Loveless a lap down. Tanner Ensign just up the road in 4th. Dakota Henderson and Justin Bell ahead of him. Henderson up by 3 seconds at the moment. 17 past both Mike Loveless and Brighton Coleman. All over the bumper of the 44. 44 stuck in the middle, 3 wide. Very poor decision from the 17 in my opinion there. That was a terrible move. 44 got bullied all over the racetrack. He got stuck with having to split the middle of the 4 and the 68. That was a poor move in my opinion from the 17 of Peyton Burkett as the 44 goes down pit road this time. 13 laps to go here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Ten laps to go this time by. '17 of Peyton Burkett has put everybody but Dakota Henderson and Justin Bell down. Henderson, the next car in his sights, though. Just up the road as he enters turn 1. Will we see a masterclass race from the 17 of Peyton Burkett? Will he have enough fuel and tire to get around Justin Bell as well. That would be a very incredible race from this number 17 of Peyton Burkett, as he is now chasing down the 5 of Dakota Henderson. Trying to line up side by side as they went through turn 3 and 4. 17 down to the bottom of the racetrack into turn 1. All the way down to the yellow paint. Breezing on past Dakota Henderson on the inside. Henderson not putting up much of a fight. Stuck on the high side as we go through turns 3 and 4. 6 laps to go this time by. Peyton Burkett has put all but one car down at least one lap. Henderson, Coleman, Lovelace, Elliott, Blake Cuttrell, Tanner Ensign, Trey Smith, Marcus Kaiser is out with Scott Rush as well. Trey Smith, last car on the track, down 3. Blake Cuttrell at least down 2. Tanner Ensign down 2. Elliott, Lovelace, Coleman, and Henderson all down 1. 17 of Peyton Burkett, 5 laps to go for the line. Four laps to go. 3 at the line. 17 of Peyton Burkett, unless there is a monumental accident, will be the winner of this race here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Just absolute masterclass out here tonight. Moved up from second to first place in the first handful of laps and just ran away with it. Justin Bell has had a fantastic race out here tonight too. Down 10 seconds off of the leader. About half a lap down. 2 laps to go. Off of turn 2, right behind the 48 of Blake Cuttrell. Down through turns 3 and 4 we go. White flag is waving. Coming back no matter what here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Blake Cuttrell has to come around 2 more turns to win here with an absolute masterclass of a race, as he is in all kinds of lap traffic, getting boxed in by the 91, 48, and the 5 all around him. Roll off of turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag is waving. Peyton Burkett wins out here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Justin Bell in second. Dakota Henderson will be in third. Bryton Coleman in 4th, Mike Lovelace in 5th, Krishan Elliott in 6th, Tanner Ensign in 7th, Trey Smith in 8th, and Blake Cuttrell in 9th. Marcus Kaiser and Scott Rush both out of the race. I do not see Peyton Burkett in our radio booth, so let's get Justin Bell in here.
Next
Justin
thing
Bell,
you know,
this is
I
Pat
got no
Wilkinson up
fire
the booth.
suit on.
You got me.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Pretty good. What a race that was. Apparently, Burkett is just a monster in these late model stocks, but regardless, congratulations on a fantastic second place finish out here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Talk us through it.
I mean, wow, what a long race. We were kind of getting spotted feedback there about what times he was running, and we were just kind of shocked that he was running the same qualifying lap times 80 laps into a race, where it felt like tire wear was starting to go into effect there, with a couple cars popping right fronts and no cautions out, of course, but it's just crazy. Crew chief just told me I ended my right front at 40% at 80 laps, so that shows you how much nutrition you just have to go. But I could not keep pace with Peyton tonight, and that was impressive.
Well, regardless, congratulations by being the only car still on the lead lap, 10 seconds down from the leader. Congratulations on a fantastic second place. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, I want to thank you. I want to thank Tanner Ensign for everything they do, and everyone subscribe and like, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow for another great show.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Thank you for joining us up in the booth, and we hope to see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, sir.
Let's get Dakota Henderson in here. Dakota Henderson, this is Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me.
Hey, what's going on, man? Long time no see.
Dakota, congratulations on being third out here tonight. First car a lap down. Talk us through that race.
Well, I'm just happy to be in the top three and to talk to you. I've had some string of bad luck here lately, but I'll take it. Oh, homeboy was a stud. We're going to have to step up our game if we're going to beat him. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's calling on all drivers, and we got to do better. And at least got to have 3 cars on the lead lap, at minimum, not 2. So I'm going to try to step up my game and just keep my tires clean and move with that. Seemed to work out, but it's not good enough.
Well, it seemed to work out pretty well for you in the end, finishing in third place here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Thanks for joining us up in the booth. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, if you need a friend, need somebody to talk to, call 688. Don't be afraid to call. When people love you.
Couldn't have put that
That's
better
all I have.
myself.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us up in the booth. And have a
Anytime.
good night.
Yes, sir. All right.
Get Peyton Burkett your race winner, and we will call it a night. Peyton Burkett, this is Pat Wilkinson up at the booth. You got me.
I got you.
Peyton, congratulations on a pretty much masterclass race out here tonight, having lapped all but one car and started in second and finished first in that number 17 late model. Talk us through what a race that was.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I was going to ride behind Trey there for a little while, but realized I'd, jump to the lead and just pace my own self, because I figured once it got spread out there pretty much, it was not going to be a caution fest, just with it being such a big track. But looking back, it looks like I was all right on tires, and obviously I made on fuel. So went a different route on the setup. Tweaked it to where I could run third gear, so I was third gear set. I wasn't even running fourth. It seemed to help, drive off and help me turn a little bit.
Well, worked out for you in the end. Congratulations on a fantastic win out here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, thank you for putting this on. It's nice to listen to somebody when, you go 80 laps green, and then all the Wild West boys, it's fun racing. I try and make as many as I can, and finished second last week and figured I'd come back and try again, and it worked out.
Well, thank you for joining us up in the booth once again. Congratulations on a fantastic win here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Hope to see more of you in the future.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, folks, you've yet again spent another perfectly good hour with all of us here at Tier 1 Studio. We thank you all for joining us today. This broadcast has been brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. Also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, that's me, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Once again, folks, my name's Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. This has been the Wild West Racing League Late Model Series here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. And until tomorrow night, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times, every turn, every line we find. Trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every setup built from the ground, we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go win. Yeah, we built for 'em. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, with a reason you're leading. Tier 1 Setup Shop, Tier 1. Take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you want to win races, Tier 1 Setup Shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear, yeah, we test, we tune, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win, yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, with a reason you're leading. Tier 1 Setup Shop, Tier 1. Yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you want to win races, Tier 1 Setup Shop. See you in Victor Lane. Tier 1 Setup Shop. Tier 1. Tier 1.